What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Catch You Later. I've been talking to you guys a lot this winter about fishing only areas you know. You can see why. Extremely foggy, extremely low, but hopefully that'll mean the fish are real condensed. I don't know though. Been having some pretty bad luck since the freeze, so let's see what we can do. All right, well, you can see here water's extremely low, and this looks like wintertime, but it does not feel like wintertime at all. Starting out this morning, it's about 70 degrees to start the day. And water temps are about the same. Very, very unseasonably warm. But we've gone from unseasonably cool, crazy freeze, which I can only speak for myself, was very, very disruptive to me. To now, really mid-spring. Oh, got a hit just now. Mid-spring, almost summertime conditions. I know it's messing me up. I'm sure it's messing the fish up too. So I'm starting off with a Lost Coast and Pogey color, which mostly matches the bait that I'm seeing here. You can see and hear there is some feeding here. This one. Oh. All right, I've got a weedless on right now. I may need to switch to something that's a open hook. There's another hit. 3 hits so far. A lot of bait right there. There's one. There's one. Got it. All right, the switch to an exposed hook paid off. I'm not sure what this is yet. Looks like a little red. No? A puppy drum. Man, that's an awesome sight. I hope it's big enough to keep. I love eating these. These might be my favorite eating fish. Nice, look at that. It has been a long time since I caught one of these, y'all. Right at 16 inches. Lucky me. We are going to keep this one. It's also pooping all over everything, so he deserves it, I guess. All right, well, welcome to another episode of Catch You Later, you guys. We're getting started here. It's probably about 7 in the morning now. Completely dense fog. You can hear my voice. I'm a little scratchy, probably because of all the fog. We have found a ton of bait, a ton of feeding activity, and it took me 3 lures to finally land one. And no surprise, it was on the H&H smokey grub. Now I want to start catching fish on other lures. It's just been, for me so far this winter, this is just so much more productive than other things that I've thrown. I mean, yep, there's one right there. No, I'm actually, oh golly, I don't know if y'all saw my rod tip go down there. So today, we're gonna explore the Biloxi Marsh, and I'm gonna go ahead and commit to this. I wanna fish new areas and test myself as a fisherman this year. So this will be the last trip to the Biloxi Marsh or Hopedale for a while. I'll probably start by fishing Delacroix, which I actually had every intention on fishing today, but because the water is so low and it's so foggy, I just didn't feel comfortable fishing somewhere that I don't know. We saw some tailing reds. They are nowhere in sight now. That's a gar right there that I just saw. Oh, there's one. Nice. All right. I was just talking about how I was completely skunking 14-inch trout. Will go in the box. The smokey grub worked on the first cast. I literally just sat here and threw everything that I have tied on and got nothing except for a gar temporarily on a silver spoon. Switched to the smokey grub and bam, we got a trout immediately. I will say, oh, there's one. Oh, it was running. I didn't set the hook there. There were 2 reds. Golly. There's one. There's one. Oh, he got off. Okay, yeah, there's a big hole right there. And that's where the fish was. All right, that's too little for us to stay. I'm glad I caught it though, just to see what was hitting all this bait. Little male. All right. Okay. Well, that was cool. There's a deep hole right on top of it now, which means it's probably not going to be productive anymore. But that's where they're kind of staging as this water is pushing through. And it seems to me, I've noticed this pattern before. What they're doing is they're hitting on the outside and moving in. Outside in, outside in. I just have to figure out a strategy to capitalize on that. I guess all you do is just throw it to the side since that's where they're running anyway. Let's see what time it is. We started at about 7. It's about 8 right now. So an hour in, we've landed 3 fish. It's not terrible. I need to be fishing with something lighter. Oh, there's a red right there. Can't tell if I'm hung up or this is a fish. What's hung up? That's a fish. That's a fish. Whoa! A jumping red. All right, well, we already got a Cajun slam. And we're just an hour in. That would have been last year's keeper. Really, really pretty tailed. Let's let it go. That was like 16 and a half. Jumping out of the water. That is so much fun. Now on a day like today, I feel sort of paralyzed by options. Everywhere we've gone has had a ton of feeding activity. And I would be willing to bet, based on what I saw at the marina, considering I was the only boat there, we're going to have the whole marsh to ourselves. So that means I could make a lot of runs. But because I kind of committed myself to this really shallow water, I'll probably have to stay relatively near it for a while. Oh boy, let's hit a tree with the trolling motor. Well, so never mind, we're not going to be able to sight fish. If we can't see a tree, we're not going to see a red. So I'm not even going to cast. We've definitely spooked some reds in here, but it's too shallow to stick around. We got to get through it. Ooh, big stingray. I think we're not seeing these trees because they're actually in the mud. Yeah, I saw that outline. I can see another right here. Cool. We are in shallow water now. That's us on the tree. Oh man. Well, if you want to know how skinny I can get, this is it. But this is why you bring that push pole. Oh no. Wow. Well, at least, holy cow, at least the fiberglass didn't break. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad I got that on camera. Let's see what we can do here. I don't really know how to handle this. I definitely want to keep fishing, but I don't know if I can. Man, it would be awesome to just see a big redfish swimming that way, to hook into him and let him pull us out. But I think I've got no choice but to push out. But I think what I'll do is I'll just keep pushing till we get to some consistently deep water. Hopefully we'll see some reds along the way and I'll target them, but that might have been the end of our day. I have been waiting for that to happen for so long. Jeez Louise. I'm honestly scared to explain what's been happening because I'm going to hit another stump. Needless to say, the tide is getting much lower than I expected. And we are paying the price for me getting that wrong. Water is about 1.5 feet deep right here, which for me is usually not much of a problem. The problem is we got pretty close to Magnolia Lagoon and we started finding all of the sunken trees. And I assure you, I look about how I feel right now. We have been literally getting caught on trees. I can see a tree coming up right here, a little crab sitting on top of it. I mean, just miserable and brutal conditions. But I do know that on the other side of this flat, it gets deeper and the stumps tend to go away. So I'm hoping to keep fishing. Probably broke my trolling motor remote because I slipped and fell into the water while trying to push out of something. And I'm gonna have to repair the trolling motor. So this has turned into a pretty expensive trip for just the puppy drum and a small trout. We're gonna have to make this trip worth our while, I think. Now, look at how I fixed the trolling motor. Ratchet straps would have been really, really good and helpful in this situation, but I don't keep those on my boat. That's going to change for sure. I can hear off in the distance somebody else that's stuck in the mud. Yep, this isn't for the weak-willed. You got to put up with some stuff to fish in these conditions. I mean, the weather outside is perfect, but golly, the water is so low. It's so easy to get stuck. And I wish I would have known it was going to be this low. I was really expecting water to come up a little bit. We had a decently strong east wind yesterday, Oh, you can see what hit me. There's one. I got the hook set, I think. Nice trout, nice trout. Nice, all right. Okay, let's catch a few more of these, huh? That'll make the trip better. Okay, so the salty grub and smokes and smoke continues to be the color. It's catching everything, and I think it's just because the water clarity is just so bad. This is the type of lure you really got to fish with when the water's like this. It's gonna be funny when I get home though. First question I always get asked is, how'd your day go? I don't think I'll be getting that question today. And I'm sure I'm gonna get at least some guff because I washed this boat yesterday. Didn't get any chores done because I was washing the boat. You know I'm gonna hear it. This is a fish. I did not know it was on. It's gotta be a red. What is it? Yeah, little rat red, I guess. Yeah. Oh man, he almost swallowed it because I had no idea he was on. Wish you would have been this spunky when you hit it, dude, because I'm really worried I'm gonna have to rip your stomach out. Red number 2, both not keepers. All day, this is where we started. This is where we caught the puppy drum. We had a lot of other hits on other lures, but the only... Oh, that was a nice hit. My power pole is in the way and the power pole remote is dead. Holy cow, you guys. Holy cow, this is the biggest of the year by far. Let me show the camera. That's why we came. After a day like today, that just goes to show attitude, man. It just matters so much. A lot of times when I talk about attitude, I'm really talking to myself. I do have a tendency to get down, let my morale go down, especially a day like today where we're just cruising along and then we hit a tree that we couldn't see under the water and bam, we hit it so hard it ripped the trolling motor out of its moorings. Now, if you're wondering, why doesn't this trolling motor have bolts on the other side of it? Well, that's because, I'll be honest with you guys, I probably should not have bought this boat. The reason I say that is, this is it's a nice boat, I love it, I'm never going to get rid of it. But for a first time boat owner, this was not not what I should have bought. I should have got just an aluminum john boat, learned how to captain, all that stuff. But anyway, the reason it's not bolted on from the bottom is I didn't know what a quick release bracket was. The manufacturer asked me if I wanted it. I said no. And I remember them being like, "Are you sure?" Anyway, I didn't want to cut a hole in my deck Oh my god, that little trout came in and walloped it. Did you see it? Well, there it goes. It wasn't a keeper anyway. Man, that thing smoked it. Anyway, so I ended up having to install that myself. And I didn't want to cut a hole in the deck. Oh, there's another one. Golly, what is this? Another big trout. No, this is a rug. I gotta try to get somewhere where I can fish this spot and not keep rolling over it. Because there's obviously fish there. Not quite a keeper. Would have been a keeper last year. It's probably the third or fourth time I said that today. Alright, well, we might have found a little hot bite before we go. We'll see. Man, that was fun. Love when you're just fishing and you watch your rod tip just go bang. There's one. There's one. Oh, that was a keeper. I wish I would have got it. I'll go ahead and say I really don't like, and most people don't like fishing muddy conditions, but I'm going to tell you, it does give you some benefits that you might not think about. Primarily, you can go over spots that you think are holding fish, which this one obviously is, and still catch fish there. And that's mainly because the water's so dirty, they can't really see you, and they come back to wherever they were feeding pretty fast. And as you just saw, I was just trolling. There's one. Look at that. I mean, as I was saying that, man, this thing's just swimming in a circle. What is it? Another puppy drum? Wow. I haven't caught one of these in forever. And today I caught two. Nice. Like I was just saying, you can go right over those spots and it doesn't matter. Puppy drum number 2. You can hear why they are called drums. Well, as I was saying, that is one advantage to fishing dirty water. So our box is getting full. I don't like to keep more fish than this. I will keep fishing. I said 10 more casts, so now I think we're at 8 more. Definitely did what I set out to do, and that was unslump myself. So real happy about that. Whew. What a day though. I would definitely have been happy if it went kind of any other way besides the fish that we've caught. Caught a Cajun slam, 19-inch trout, some puppy drum, which I haven't caught in so long. Alright, well, it looks like my backup trolling motor remote battery has died, so this is going to be the last cast, whether we catch one or not, because I do not feel like getting blown or dragged into that area where we got stuck again. So we need to be somewhere where I can run the outboard, and man, it's going to be a scary ride home, just worried the whole time that I'm going to hit stumps. I don't know that I've ever fished this water when it was this low, but all right, this was the hot bait of the day, the H&H salty grub and smoke. I mean, I don't really know what to say about this lure. I don't know why it works. I just know that it does. I'm not sponsored by them. My setup is a Lew's Mach 1 15-pound braid backer, 20-pound fluoro leader, Falcon Coastal XG, 6'8" medium action rod. That's it. That's all I ever fish with, really. You don't need a whole lot, especially in dirty water. Just fish with what works. But I think I've made as many mistakes as I need to today. We're going to call it, as always, family and friends first. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you later. See ya.